A century ago, this wasn't a bike path, it was a lifeline. The Pacific Electric Red Car Line connected the farming towns of the Inland Empire to Los Angeles in a way that was fast, affordable, and for its time, revolutionary. Today, the rails are gone, but the route is still here. I'm riding from Rialto to Claremont, tracing the ghost tracks of a vanished railway and discovering the history of the cities along the way. When I get to the end of this journey, I'm going to take the modern-day Metrolink train back. Join me as I take a bike ride through history on Retired and Roaming. Today, I'm going to take a 21-mile-long bike ride through history as I ride the Pacific Electric Bike Trail. I'm going to start in Rialto, go through Fontana, Rancho Cucamonga, Upland, and end my ride in Claremont. Start my ride at the Rialto Metrolink Station. It's a perfect place to leave my vehicle for the day. The Pacific Electric Bike Trail is less than a mile away from here. A few blocks from my starting point, I run into my first bit of history, the abandoned tracks of the Pacific Electric Red Car Line. Just one block west of here is a dirt piling marking the end of the line for the trains, but just across the street from here, new life has been given to this abandoned railway, and this bridge marks the beginning of the Pacific Electric Bike Trail, 20 miles of Class 1 bike path. Once a hub for citrus growers shipping fruit across the country. In the early 1900s, the red car train stopped here to load boxcars with oranges, lemons, and grapefruit from local packing houses. Rialto's downtown still sits just a few blocks north of the trail, and many of the old brick buildings date back to that citrus boom era. A few miles down the line, we roll into Fontana, a town that didn't even exist when the Red Car Line was built. In the 1940s, Fontana transformed almost overnight when industrialist Henry Kaiser built a massive steel mill here to support America's war effort. The red cars never carried molten steel, but they brought in workers and carried residents to nearby towns. Long before the steel boom, this land was covered in citrus groves and chicken ranches. Farming remains part of its roots, even as warehouses and industry have taken over. As the Pacific Electric Trail winds through Fontana, riders pass one of the city's most recognizable landmarks, the Art Depot. This building was originally a Santa Fe Railway depot built in 1915, when citrus groves dominated the area and railroads were the lifeline for transporting goods and people. Rather than let this historic building fade away, the community preserved it and gave it new life. Today, it's known as the Art Depot, home to the Fontana Arts, the City of Fontana's cultural arts program. It showcases local artists, classes, and exhibitions. Soon we'll approach and go under Interstate 15, which makes travel possible from the Mexican border near San Diego to Sweetgrass, Montana at the Canadian border. This section of the freeway was opened in 1975. The Pacific Electric Bike Trail has a dedicated underpass to allow for uninterrupted bike travel as we pass under this vital corridor. We're now approaching Etijuana Station, built in 1914. It was once a vital stop on the Pacific Electric Railway linking this farming community with Los Angeles and beyond. For decades, citrus growers shipped their harvest through here, making Etiwanda the hub of the region's agricultural boom. Today, the historic station still stands as a reminder of that era when the red cars connected small towns to the wider world. Rancho Cucamonga is next, one of the oldest communities on this route. Before the red car, this area was famous for its vineyards, some dating back to the 1830s. Welcome to Central Park in Rancho Cucamonga, the halfway point of this trip and the perfect place to take a rest. Within this park is the Freedom Courtyard, an armed services memorial accompanied by elements that educate and inspire, honoring service, history, and reflection in our very own Rancho Cucamonga. Okay, so far so good. I've gone about 11 miles. Found a nice little detour, Central Park. They got a nice Armed Forces Memorial here. And it's just a nice place to stop in the shade. I say so far it's going really good. The only real issue I've had is just a lot of crosswalks. There's a lot of intersections that you have to push the button and wait for traffic and then get going again, but maybe about every half mile. I'd say that this is very wide, very flat, very well used. Most of the people that I've seen on the trail were walking, jogging, and also riding a bicycle. Very flat. We've taken our beach cruisers on portions of this, so that's really nice. The Pacific Electric Line was a favorite way for Angelenos to come out for a day of wine tasting in the 1910s and 20s. The Joseph Filippini winery, still here today, traces its roots back to that time. Even now, look closely along the trail and you might spot old vineyard windbreaks, rows of eucalyptus trees planted to protect the grapes from the Santa Ana winds. Welcome to Route 66 Trailhead Park, here in Rancho Cucamonga, a unique gateway that blends history, trail access, and community connectivity. It also sits along the iconic Foothill Boulevard, once part of the original Route 66. Opened in 2012, the Trailhead Park was officially dedicated with a striking Route 66-themed pedestrian and bicycle overpass connecting both sides of Foothill Boulevard. This creative design preserves elements of the old Pacific Electric Railroad bridge, like the abutments repurposed as artistic features within the space. Now we arrive in Upland, once the citrus capital of the region. In the early 1900s, the Pacific Electric carried both passengers and boxcars filled with fruit from the sun-kissed packing houses that line these tracks. Downtown Upland still has its early 20th century charm. With brick storefronts and the historic Grove Theater, just a short ride from the trail. In those days, the red car ride from Upland to Los Angeles took just under 2 hours. Today, traffic on the freeway can double that. A short side trip from the trail in Upland brings you to the Madonna of the Trail Monument. Dedicated in 1929, it's one of 12 across the United States, honoring the pioneer women who braved the westward journey. It's a quick stop, but a powerful piece of history right here in Upland. 20 miles from the start, the trail ends in Claremont, California. Claremont, known for its tree-lined streets and the Claremont colleges. These colleges are a group of 7 private schools. They share resources, faculties, and even allow students to cross-register for classes, while each school keeps its own identity and specialties. Among those colleges is Pomona College, the oldest and largest of the group, which, like the city itself, was founded in 1887. The red cars brought students and faculty here, but also weekend visitors who came to enjoy the slower pace and leafy boulevards. But today, I'm here to reward myself for the long ride on a hot day with an ice cream cone from Burton Rocky's Cream Company. After this, it's a short distance to Claremont Depot to catch my train back to the starting point of my day. The Metrolink allows you to bring bicycles on board for no additional charge, and the process of getting a ticket and on board couldn't be any easier. Claremont's depot, still standing today, once served both the Santa Fe and the Pacific Electric Railroad lines. It's a reminder of a time when trains, electric and steam, were the lifeblood of Southern California travel. From Claremont, I'm boarding the Metrolink for the ride back to Rialto. It's faster than the red car ever was, but I can't help imagining what it would have been like in 1915, passing the vineyards, orchards, and small town stations. The open windows letting in the scent of orange blossoms. The Pacific Electric may be gone, but its story is still written in the towns it once connected, and the trails, like this one, where history rides alongside us. Until next time, thanks for coming along with Retired and Roaming.